We have the world's largest lawsuit with some serious allegations taking place here. And we are on a report on the movie Wall Street Secrets. It's the most viewed video on CNN iReports. Yet not one TV station has covered the story of the alleged allegations presented by attorney Al Hodges, which involves terrorists, banking fraud, and counterfeiting on Wall Street, which has put the United States and the world in a financial mess, trying to seek the truth out. Trying to seek the truth out. They are trying to seek the truth out, just like that video I watched yesterday, Money Never Sleeps. The website, it was a small little website, Gordon Gekko's daughter, Minnie, it was called Frozen Truth, and it was about the truth, and that's all we want. Okay, I'm just going off the top of my head, but I just want to kind of do step by step. I got called by my good friend Tommy, who's a fellow shareholder, and I was too back in 2004. He called me, reminded me about this CMKX story. He told me about the lawsuit. So that was June 21st. Then on July 12th, I read the full report by Al Hodges. I was shocked at what I read and what took place between two key parts, which was terrorist money. The terrorists were making money through this counterfeit shares. That was one point. And there was a fund out there because they caught all the bankers in 2006 and let them walk out the door. Following this story along because I'm a shareholder and we're trying to get the truth out to the American people. So on July 12th, that case was filed in the California court in Pasadena. Now, what took place after that was the SEC, which are the defendants, and Christopher Cox and Mary Shapiro are two of the defendants, who were also behind the Freedom of Information Act cover-up that was exposed by Fox News and our other movie by Angelica Carson, which was Wall Street Secrets. So we're trying to get that story out there. But after that, it went to an open hearing on August 2nd with Judge Selner, and oral arguments took place. And from that point, the judge decided that our attorney would provide more detail, which he did, and submitted the paperwork by September 16th to move forward with this case. So that's where we are. We're waiting for the SEC to respond back to the allegations. They have to file it to Judge Selner by October 16th. And then within 10 days, I assume the judge is going to make a decision whether or not this case will move forward on a trial or dismiss the case. So that's where we are. I want to bring this to light step by step along the way to follow the court hearing, get to the truth of what took place. We need TV news to step in. I'm calling them out on the carpet, CNN, Fox News, CNBC, to cover this case and find out the truth to these allegations, because most of the stuff that's written by attorney Al Hodges is shocking, and it should be all over TV. I'd like to give a report on something I read, and it totally makes sense, and it's really baffling on what the news media of today is withholding information to the American people. And basically, this email from a friend of mine, MJ Flips, he states that under the U.S. Constitution First Amendment, free press allows for any reporter to report a story under allegations or proof, and to report the truth without bias. And they allow the American people to decide their own opinions. Under the U.S. Constitution First Amendment, it states that, and it is not the purpose or responsibility of the press to give opinion of a story, but just to report it. It is the purpose and need of the press as a fourth branch of the U.S. government to report all stories without bias. And the Constitution not only allows the press to report freely, but it also allows the American people the right to all stories, unbiased, to be reported. October 5th, the President of the United States signed into law. They repealed that, so now the SEC does not have that freedom to withhold information from the American people. The SEC tried to pull a fast one on the Freedom of Information Act. Thank God Fox News covered it, and we've been following up with the blog and on the internet to try to tell the American people the real truth behind why they did that. The Fox News, they were asking who did it. And on a videotape with Barney Frank, he clearly admits that it was Christopher Cox and Mary Shapiro, the head of the SEC. I feel that Fox News missed the big part of the story, which is that with Barney Frank finally figured out who did it, but the answer is, why did they do it? Where we have a case of CMKX Diamonds versus the SEC, and Christopher Cox and Mary Shapiro are defendants in this case. And I'm telling you, this lawsuit, which our lawyer, his name is Al Clifton Hodges out of Pasadena, California, is in court with a case against these two individuals along with other SEC individuals. Supposedly there's $3.87 trillion in a trust that in 2006 in a hotel in Las Vegas, they trapped all these bankers for naked short selling counterfeit shares, made them all pay up, and they got to walk away scot-free. So how on earth can this story and this biggest lawsuit not be told by the TV news media? It's just amazing how it's not covered. Also, what we have on TV that I like is we have a new sheriff back on Wall Street on TV anyway, Elliot Spitzer, who maybe might help to bring out this news along with the bloggers like myself, and MJ Flips is helping out with the CNN iReports, and the rest of the CMKX shareholders. We're taking a stand, and we're not going to put up with it, and we're going to get the truth told through social media networks like Twitter and everything else like that, to seek the truth out. So I basically want to explain a little bit about this company, CMKM Diamonds. It's supposedly we have land, 1.2 million acres of land in Saskatchewan, Canada, that has all these minerals, diamonds, oil, uranium, and I truly believe that's why the government stepped in a sting operation to protect the land and the valuable commodities. So I'd like to point out that the people up in Canada have started a fight to seek the truth, to get these answers told, because there's been a lot of rumors floating around, and why TV, the only TV station to cover it so far is RT-TV, which we have video clips of, that from Russian TV. The American media, why are they not covering this story? So the people in Canada, I'm working with them now, that they decided they were going to contact all the main people in Canada, and now it has spread to the United States. I have a list here of all the states that are involved, and we have leaders in each state. We've submitted letters to the Attorney General. There it is right there. I submitted mine, pre-written. I sent it to the Florida Attorney General, and they've already responded back to me. I also sent the videos of the movie. But we're taking action, and it's just begun. We're going to gather up all these Attorney General letters throughout the country, put them all together, and submit them to every state Attorney General in the United States. And the good part about why we're doing it now is because it seems like the Attorney Generals are finally doing something for the people in each individual state, because it was on TV the other day about the bank fraud with the bank foreclosures, and they put a stop to the banks foreclosing on these people. That's a separate issue about bank fraud in the housing market and the home loans. Our case is dealing with the counterfeiting on Wall Street, which is even a bigger story, in how they stole the American people money in their 401ks and individual investments, and I don't know if it's the government that has stepped in to silence the media, but like I talked about before, it's the media's job under the U.S. Constitution to report the story to the American people without bias, so we can decide for ourselves. There's enough facts out there to put this story out there on mainstream TV, yet they still refuse to do it. And I'd like to discuss this video I was in called Stock Shock, where I was the narrator. And one of the lawyers in there, his name is Wes Christian, a high-powered lawyer that is fighting at least 15 cases on naked short selling counterfeit shares. But there was a special clip in the video where he says it was the biggest theft in American history, over $90 trillion, specifically all done through counterfeiting, whether it was individual stocks, derivatives, or bundling up shitty mortgages and selling them. Basically what he talked about. So I just wanted to bring that point out, that this story is about counterfeiting, and yet no one on TV is talking about it. We want these allegations to come out. Where is the TV news media to force these severe allegations so we can find out what's behind the real truth? Please come help us. Who is going to be the next two news media people? Just like 40 years ago when the Watergate story broke and two brave reporters, Bob Woodward and Carl Bernstein, I think were the names, and they uncovered the truth to Watergate. Well, if these allegations by this court document is true, then this story is 1,000 times bigger. Well, I feel the news media needs to come in and investigate it. We've done most of the work for them, the shareholders. We've uncovered and put websites out and videos. We've done the investigative reporting. Now it's time for TV to come in and see these videos and websites where all the information is and start reporting it on TV. Main point on why I want to make this video is put an end to the rumors, the false rumors that have been being told to us shareholders. Enough is enough with the allegations and the misinformation and various things that are being told that never happened. So I'm hoping the media comes in and covers this story in federal court so we can get to the real truth, not misinformation done intentionally or accidentally. However the misinformation comes out, it's not fair to us shareholders. We need to know the truth. The American people need to know the truth. And the world needs to know the truth on these allegations by Al Hodges on if they counterfeited the shares on Wall Street and they caught these bankers, and there is such a trust set aside to pay us shareholders. Let's get the media in to follow up and tell this story. It's the biggest lawsuit in the history of the United States involving counterfeit shares and various other things, including funneling terrorist money into the hands of these terrorists through these American banks, shifting money into other banks throughout the world. And some of this money is getting into the hands of terrorists, which was reported in a 5.5-minute video by Aaron Burnett on CNBC on September 28th. Yet the news media failed to follow up on this story. They need to step in, cover this court case, and understand what's taking place in a disaster of Wall Street involving the banks globally, not just in the United States. Trying to seek the truth out. Get to the truth of what took place. We need TV news to step in. I'm calling them out on the carpet, CNN, Fox News, CNBC, to cover this case and find out the truth to these allegations, because most of the stuff that's written by attorney Al Hodges is shocking, and it should be all over TV.